Hello and welcome to today's video, guys. We got a good one for you today. It's been a bit of a challenge to bring content with it being a little bit slower after our last live stream, but we are after this September live stream now, and we do have some content here and some things to talk about. This is the, I think, official last Intrepid live stream before Alpha 2. So pretty exciting. We got to see a lot of cool things. We got to meet someone new that we have been waiting for as a community, I think, to introduce themselves. And, we got a lot to talk about. So let's jump right into today's video. So the stream started off with a bit of a surprise. We did get a lot of different surprises, I think, and some interesting things, some reveals, some interesting topics that we can discuss, and other things. But we started off the stream with none other than Bill joining us for the first time since joining the team at Intrepid. And I do suggest that everybody goes out and watches the full video with Bill and how he introduces himself and his background and things like that. If you're not familiar with who he is as a developer, as a gamer, just as a person in general, go ahead and check out the full thing. He does a pretty good job of introducing himself and what he attracted him to Intrepid and to Ashes of Creation. After Bill introduced himself, we went on to our YouTube question, which is on screen now. They went ahead and answered all of those questions. It was a multiple question, so it was a good one to sneak in a few extra things there that got answered. From there, we went on to get a voiceover trailer by Maggie, so I'll let you guys hear that.
Hello, adventurer. Welcome to Ashes of Creation Alpha 2, where the world of Vera is yours to explore and shape. Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 is an important early testing phase, which will be continually updating. As a participant, your journey will help shape the game's future through providing feedback and hunting down bugs to help us refine the world of Vera. When you first step through the portal, you'll begin your journey across various regions. One of these is the city of Lionhold, a Kalar military outpost. It's the launch point for their efforts to reclaim their ancestral home. Here, you'll meet the locals and embark on countless quests and adventures. As you continue your journey through Vera, you'll discover the Citadel of the Steel Bloom. Once the proud headquarters of the Order of the Steel Bloom, now it's abandoned and overrun by mercenary bandits.
And much like the intro from Bill on himself, I will not play the whole teaser trailer that they did for Alpha 2 with Maggie's voiceover. Go check that out. Go and see that for yourself. It was a really well done and well scripted trailer. Margaret did a very good job with voicing it over, and it was pretty good for all intents and purposes. It was a very good little teaser trailer that we got to see. After our little trailer, we did get our first look at the Alpha 2 map. Now, what they showed us was I would say is a complete map of what we can expect in Alpha 2, and that'll be up on the screen here shortly so that you can take a peek at it. And it laid out all the node locations, all the points of interest, all the dungeons, all the quests even that we can see as players going into Alpha 2. One thing that was notably absent, though, that I saw was there is only one dungeon location that I could find on the map. I'm going to do a different video, a deep dive video on the map itself, because I think there's a lot to unpack there and a lot to talk about when it comes to the map. But the biggest notable absence that I saw was we don't see any of the 3 dungeons, the smaller dungeons. We see the Tower of Carfin, but no other dungeons. And the Halls of Adjudication, which we are assuming is going to be one of those smaller dungeons, was also missing as a POI on the map. So like I said, we'll do a deeper dive into the map. But as you can see, they did give us a lot of information on the Alpha 2 map. We have a good layout here. It doesn't, and we do have confirmation of the deserts and the tropics, their locations. And from there, we were explained about lawless zones. After our map reveal, we did go through a couple of slides about the archetypes that are going to be available in Alpha 2 and all their class abilities or their archetype abilities. I will do another video probably on this, as that's a whole nother topic of the abilities that we've seen or that are being shown. It was really small on the screen, so they are going to be releasing these slides to us. So again, I think I'm going to make another video on that. That way it's a little bit easier. It'll give me time to look over these abilities and things and see if anything's changed. After they went through the abilities, we did go through and get confirmation of weapons that are going to be available in Alpha 2. Again, this is not new news. We've kind of got this confirmed from when they announced Alpha 2 and the phases, but they did show us the weapons that are going to be available. From there, we got probably, I think, the biggest surprise for me, which was this video that we're watching now, which is the experience that the players will have when they enter Alpha 2. So this is a true preview of what we, the player base, can anticipate seeing when we're in Alpha 2. The team is in the ruins of Old Ayla, which look really nice. The lighting, the graphical fidelity of everything looks really good. The portal looks good. The shadowing looks good. The sunlight and the beams of light look really good. I really think that compared to the Barge stream, where everything was kind of muted and dull, this does look a lot better. There are areas of opportunity, I still think, for Intrepid to adjust their lighting, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, like I said, this is us coming through the Divine Gate. As you can see, there's different people here, different NPCs, different things that we can do as we come into the world of Vera. And this is kind of the prequel to the first town that we're going to be involved with, which is Lionhold, which we will see later on in the video. But as Stephen, Margaret, and Bill kind of progress here, there are some early on quest givers here to help bring us into the world of Vera, right? There's going to be some lore. There's going to be, Stephen gets a medallion that he explains is almost like our passport or our identification that we have come through the Divine Gate, that we are a legal citizen of Vera. He did kind of say that there are means to illegally enter Vera, or the potential to do that, but he didn't explain further on that. So that's an interesting little tidbit of information that we got. We also get to see our first, interaction with a quest giver, how they're showing us a quest giver. So there's not only an icon, but their nameplate has that glimmer, that little movement to it. So that differentiates some NPCs from the others. It looked like you could talk to everybody here, as well as there were a lot of random loot piles around here that they go and loot and get various different weapons. But again, I think the major takeaway for me here was that it looked better graphically than the Barge stream. Everything was very muted on the Barge stream. The sunlight was extremely bad, I think, on Bard and on the Citadel of Steel Bloom. The Citadel one was horrible because you couldn't really see anything, in my opinion. One thing that we did also get was confirmation of AI voiceover for the team. So in this clip here that I'm going to show you, you get to hear what that AI voiceover sounds like.
The gods, you've arrived safely.
Oh, okay, I'm digging it. That's not too bad. Let's see.
Disorientation upon arrival to the world of Vera is natural. You're feeling the flow of
I like
essence for the
this.
first
So,
time.
okay, so those of you out there who, in the past you've asked about, is Intrepid taking a look at different AI solutions for some systems in the game? And this is one of those systems, VoiceOver, where we have begun implementation. Now, obviously, this is not fully polished. It doesn't have the right inflections in different spaces and some of the pauses that it needs, but it is a very capable system that will be delivering us some really good polished VO, and we are sourcing those voices in-house internally with our development team.
So I think Steven did a pretty good job explaining the AI aspect and where they're coming from with AI. And I think it's cool that they're pulling voices from inside Intrepid internally. Now, what I want to touch on is how the lighting is being affected in these areas. So when we come out of the ruins there, it's very, very bright. And it's a stark contrast to what we're seeing now, where the shadows, I feel, are very, very nice here. The sunlight isn't oversaturating the area, but then we come up the stairs again and we have this oversaturation, this blinding light from the sun that is really taking away, I think, from the overall atmosphere of what they were showing. And in this part of the stream, Steven was going on about how big and vast and how interesting this POI is, but it gets taken away and washed away by that sunlight. So I think an area of opportunity is still lighting and how it plays, but overall I think it was a better iteration on lighting. I don't know if they've made any changes or if it was just the way the streams were coming off after being recorded or whatnot, but this just seems a little bit better. After that, we saw the team go on and start questing from their quest givers at this entrance area from the Divine Gate. They had to go and kill some goblins and things like that. And ultimately, as they progress towards Lionhold, Steven finds someone where he hands over his medallion, and his medallion is changed from a common item to a rare item. I think it went from green to blue. But we didn't get any further information on what that does or what that medallion even signifies, other than that's the identification that we entered Vera legally. As the team walks through from the Divine Gate to the first town, Lionhold, we do get a good look at a lot of different vistas and a lot of different environmental things that, again, I think are looking very, very good compared to some of the streams that we've seen in recent months. Most notably, I think, again, the Citadel and the Bard. Everything was very, very washed out in those. These seem to be a richer set of colors, deeper colors. Even when the sun is in, something is in direct sunlight, it's not washed out. And the shadows just look really good in areas. Like right now, you can see the difference in sunlight very, very well. There's nothing really washed out on screen. Everybody looks good. The colors are rich and have the right saturation. So I think if Intrepid can do this all around in all the areas and get rid of those times where the darks are so dark and the light is so light that it's blinding. And we're going to see coming up here a good highlight of that. When the team is about ready to enter Lionhold, Steven comes in through the main gate. And again, we're going to see that blinding light, that oversaturation of the environment. You don't get to see what's going on in the environment. Like right now, I think we have good lighting, right? We're not into direct sunlight, but you can see. You see that bridge, you see the lions, you see them clearly. You see this world and you start to become enveloped and immersed in this world, which is the whole point of an MMO, at least a good MMO, is to immerse you in the world. You know, you, the character, and the people you interact with, and the NPCs and the storyline are all part of the story. But the biggest storyteller is the world. And if you cannot experience the world, then you're not truly immersed in that game, in that story, in that MMO, and you're not really getting the full potential out of that. Again, like I said, we're coming through this forest area. I think all the shadows lighting is great. And then as we get closer here to this entrance, you're going to see Steven is going to walk in now to Lionhold, and you see the washout happen, right? And as he progresses, look at the top of the screen. It's almost like it's floating right there. The light is just floating there. So it's almost like you're underwater or sinking underwater. And that really, at least for me, is distracting. It's distracting away from the overall experience. I had to rewind to listen to what they were actually talking about as he was entering in, because I got so distracted with the lighting. Another key takeaway and an area of opportunity, I think, for Intrepid is going to be the skybox with the clouds. I still feel like the clouds are not doing the rest of the world justice, and it could be just because it's an optimization thing, or it is something that is an afterthought right now. There are other pressing issues, and that's fine. I just really feel like there are games that are doing clouds a lot better than what we're seeing. And with so many iterations on the skybox, especially when it comes to the nighttime cycle with all the stars and things like that, I really think there's an area of opportunity for the team. Now, for those of you who are testing Alpha 2, you do know that there are going to be queues. And it's pretty silly not to think that you're not going to be in a queue. If you're very lucky not to sit in a queue for very long, you're lucky. But Steven explains here about the queue system.
Some questions about queues. Will there be queues in Alpha 2? There is a queue system in place. We do want to make sure that servers do get healthy populations for Alpha 2. And as such, we will be utilizing a queue system when Alpha 2 does begin on October 25th.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the realms too. Like if we think that we need to expand and add more realms, we will. But we also just don't want to like have too many realms and then not have population in those realms. So like it's a balancing act. Bear with us while we're doing that, but we'll try to make sure that the experience isn't. We'll also be able to pay for cosmetics, and those will only be cosmetics. No other way, like it will not be anything else beyond cosmetics.
Yes.
And you still
we've
have
talked
to
about
obtain
this
the items in the game to be able to, and the item has to have a cosmetic slot to put the thing on.
So after explaining that there is a queuing system and how the queuing system is basically going to work and what they're looking at, they are going to be actively looking at queues and server wait times and things like that. Obviously, they want to prepare for this, and they said that they are doing that in various NDA tests that they've had already and things of that nature. But I don't think they're going to have the influx as much as on Alpha 2. I think right now what they had said on either this live stream or somewhere was that they have 9,000 people that they have stress tested coming into a realm or a server. So it will be interesting to see how we are come Alpha 2. After that, you heard the team kind of explain how cosmetics are working and their reassurance on that they are not going to be a pay-to-win game, that it's only cosmetics and things of that they are going to allow you to buy. Other than that, everything else is going to be earned in-game. I think we're going to close out this video. Like I said, we do have at least 2 more coming off of this live stream with the map and the archetypes. But let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think of this month's live stream. Did you like it? Are you excited? Has this given you a renewed hope? I think seeing that the lighting and the graphics side of things got a little bit better in this live stream gives me a little bit more hope that we're not going to see this muted type of environment, that we are going to hopefully be able to become immersed in the game. But go ahead, drop your thoughts in the comments. Go ahead, give the video a like. Give the channel a follow. It's all completely free. Do what you can to help support the channel, and the best way to do that is by just subscribing to the channel. Like I said, it's free. And just interact with the post, give us our feedback, so that way Intrepid can, if they stumble upon a video, can see the feedback. And I think what we're going to do, guys, is I will see you on the next one for this deeper dive into the map and the archetype abilities. So as always, we'll see ya on the next one.